So, Capital One Savor One. One of the most talked about cards in recent days in the credit card game. Some people even considering it one of the most underrated cards available at the moment. I'm here to tell you my personal experience holding this card for the last 6 months to tell you whether or not it lives up to that hype, or where it may fall short in some specific areas. Let's get right into it. First of all, let's talk about what you get by holding this card, because you actually do get quite a bit of benefits that you can really easily benefit from just on everyday spending that you would be doing already. You do get 3% back on groceries, dining, entertainment, and popular streaming services. Now, these categories, you always gotta eat, you always gotta get groceries, and you always gotta get that Netflix and that music going. So it's a really easy card to get lots of benefit from naturally, where you're not going out of your way to get those cashback rewards. On top of that, of course, you do get your 1% back on all other categories. So, in a sense, it's really a good card just to get a lot of easy benefit from. But while this card is strictly just a cashback card by itself, I'm going to get you guys in on a little secret to how you can get a little bit extra benefits from this card. So stick around to later in the video, don't leave right now. For now though, let's get into my absolute favorite benefit holding this card, because it's kind of crazy. Capital One has partnered with Uber. Through November 2024, you get a complimentary Uber One membership for free, refunded through statement credits on your next statement period. But the really crazy thing is that you get 10% back on all Uber purchases, including Uber Eats. And guys, what that means, it's absolutely ridiculous. You can hold this card, put it on Uber Eats, and you're getting 10% cash back on food purchases, including pickup and delivery. With Uber One, you get free delivery in most cases, and you can do a pickup order, which for me, I work retail 5 days a week. I'm not going to prepare food every single day. And the fact that I can order a Chipotle bowl for $10 and get $1 back with this card is ridiculous, because I'm kind of got of a Chipotle addiction. Maybe not just me, but 10% back regardless is awesome, and it's not something to scoff at. And I can actually show you guys. I have receipts here. So just to prove it to you guys, over here I have my Capital One mobile app, which honestly is a really nice experience to go through. But as you can see, the last 90 days, I've gotten a lot of benefits just from Uber by itself. All those $9.96 purchases, that's the Chipotle bowls. But you can see 10% back on all these things just within the last 90 days is really nice. So swinging back around to just the general benefits of this card, it is a World Elite MasterCard. And with that, you do have no foreign transaction fees. So if you take this card overseas, you have no worries. You can spend it on anything, not paying those extra fees. It's really cool because a lot of vendors with similar spending categories don't have that benefit by itself. So that's really cool. On the topic of traveling overseas, if you do book travel through Capital One's travel portal, you do get 5% back. That includes just general travel, hotels, or rental cars booked through their travel portal. I personally haven't gotten a chance to use that just yet because I've been stacking my points. And I guess now is a great time to sort of get into that secret benefit that I was talking about earlier, because on its own, this card is strictly just a cashback card. However, with Capital One, they do make cards that earn travel points in the form of Capital One miles. If you have this card and one of those other cards, like anyone in the Venture series or their Spark Miles business card, you can transfer your cashback earned on this card to one of those travel cards in the form of the Capital One miles. So in a sense, those $1 back on Chipotle bowls, not only can you get 10% back in cashback, you can also get 10x miles on Chipotle. Not just Chipotle, of course, but Uber Eats in general. 10x miles is awesome. Those 3x miles on groceries, dining, entertainment, or streaming services, when you pair this card with one of the venture cards or the business card that earns you miles, that's awesome. That's really cool. Something that I'm looking forward to in the future. I don't have one yet right now, but like I said, I am stacking up my points. And I'm sure you guys are probably wondering about one particular benefit that most cards offer when you first get approved. And this is where I'm going to talk a little bit more about my personal experience with the card as opposed to just general benefits. And I'm sure you guys probably have guessed it, I'm talking about the welcome bonus. And at the time I'm filming this, The welcome bonus on this card is if you spend $1,000 within the first 3 months, you get $200 cash back, which is pretty nice. It's $200 cash back is $200 cash back. Typically, your welcome bonuses are the easiest way to accrue a lot of points or cash back over a short period of time. With me personally, when I applied for this card, I was approved for a variation of the card that basically was the exact same card, but you got no welcome bonus. So unfortunately, that's something that I missed out on, and I was a little bit disappointed because I had a score of decently over 700 and just over a year of credit history. This was my second card I ever applied for, so maybe that's why. It's just something I do want to be completely honest with you guys. I didn't get the welcome bonus on this one, which sort of sucks, and that's something that you guys may need to look out for if you are looking to get this card in the future. In general, though, I've actually had a pretty good time with this card. It's been really, really nice. I mean, first of all, I never got into it earlier, but the actual design of this card, it's really nice. It's really nice to hold. I like the orange. I didn't think I would at first, but it's cool. I haven't had any issues with the card where I would have to call Capital One's customer service per se, but I have heard that they actually are pretty decent. Just the rewards in general. It's, like I said, dining, groceries, it's really, really easy to get rewards, and actually a decent amount of rewards on purchases that I was already making before. Like I said, that 10% Uber is absolutely ridiculous, and I love that. I think overall I've accumulated about $260 in rewards in the last 6 months, which is, and considering the fact that I didn't get a welcome bonus, that's actually not bad, I think, for me personally. $260-ish that's a good amount that I wouldn't have before without using the card. Now getting into the actual user experience, I really enjoy their mobile app. You click on your card at the top of the screen, and immediately you see your account balance, you see your available credit, and the amount of rewards that you have. Scroll down a little bit, all your transactions recently are nice, neatly organized. You see a bunch of really, really useful links that you may be using to look at your statement balance, your reward benefits options, things like that. And at the very, very bottom, you can see a section with specific offers for limited time through different vendors. And I do have a little, this is a very, very minor sort of gripe about the card. And the fact that I'm actually griping about this sort of shows how great I actually think the card is. If you're going to use any of these offers, I would prefer if it was all done strictly in the app. You just click and activate it and then go shop anywhere else. With these, you click on that little link at the bottom, it takes you to an external, the Capital One website, and then it sends you straight to the vendor from there, as opposed to being able to activate the offer and then use it whenever you want through their specific vendor's site. You have to go out of the app to Capital One's website, straight to the vendor, using that link to get the bonus. I said it's a very, very minor gripe, and the fact that I have to gripe about something like that sort of shows how much I actually really enjoy this card. So, as for my final thoughts holding this card, I actually really like it. I think it's kind of awesome. For me personally, it's really, really easy to use the rewards. If you're thinking about getting the card, there's really, really no harm in it because it has no annual fee. You get tons of benefits that you really naturally just spend and get rewards on spending that you're normally going to be doing anyways for no annual fee. It's really cool, especially if you're thinking about getting more into the premium luxury travel in the future. Getting into Capital One's ecosystem now with this card, and then maybe looking into probably one of the best travel cards available, the Capital One Venture X. It's not a bad setup to have. And actually, even without a card like the Venture X, this card fits really, really nicely into my setup as it is. And if you guys are interested in learning about my personal setup right now, subscribe, stay around, because that's probably the next video that I'm going to be making. But yeah, thank you all for sticking around to the end. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned a thing or two, and you enjoyed my review on this card. Remember, this isn't financial advice, this is just my personal experience and my honest review of this card. Do I think it's awesome? Yes. Do I think you should get it? That's totally up to you to decide. It always depends on what your needs are. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.